we take a look at one of my first loves in this episode of the Gear Guide. Okay, I have to admit, I've always been a big fan of the HK UMP. There's just something kind of cool about this blocky 45 caliber submachine gun that's always caught my eye, and there really hasn't been that great of a replica option on the market until now. The Elite Series Umarex HK UMP is actually made by Ares and sports all the features you've come to expect from their top tier Elite line, including electronic blowback and, more importantly, their 1-year warranty. Now, the body on this replica is made from a really nice fiber reinforced polymer, which is a big step up from their competition line UMP that's made from ABS. It also has a really nice texture and a good feel to it, and you can tell this thing is going to hold up to abuse on the field, especially considering that the entire body, with the exception of a few components, is made of polymer. And speaking of non-polymer components, the front sports a tri-rail, so you can hang lights, lasers, or foregrip like we've done here, so you can customize it for the mission at hand. And moving down on the top, you also get a generous size rail here to put on your optics, which is always key for CQB battles. Now, the iron sights offer both ring and post options, so you can use what you're familiar with, and the charging handle up here actually locks back so you can access the dial type hop-up, which is actually one of the better hop-up designs we've seen lately. We really are bigger fans of this dial type over the kind of knob type ones. Now, moving to the rear, you get a side folding stock with a rubber cheek pad and butt plate that locks into place to bring this guy down to a really short 18 inches. And it also exposes the battery door where the stick type battery lives. Now, the fire selector is ambidextrous, and so is the magazine release, which is located right behind the mag well, and they even include a 400 round high cap in the package to give you plenty of firepower on the field. And speaking of mags, I wanted to point out a few things before we go any further about the mags. There are actually 2 licensed versions of their magazines out there, and they're a few dollars apart in difference. Now, let me tell you what, the important thing here is the few dollars difference gets you an amazingly better mag over here if you pay the couple extra dollars. The polymer is nice. It's actually the correct polymer that matches the body versus the ABS that's for the competition line. Now, the tell on both of these is gold bullets. You can see in this one is the Elite mag, and the ones that have black bullets are not. We also found these were a bit snug to fit the competition in their Elite one. So guys, if you're gonna buy the nice one, do yourself a favor and shell out just a couple extra dollars to get the nice magazines. It's worth every penny. Now, under the hood, you get an Ares-made version 3 7mm mech box with a relay trigger and a quick change spring system, which also powers the electric blowback on the AEG. Now, on our chrono, this thing clocked in at a very respectable 380 FPS with a 0.2 gram BB and 14 rounds a second on 11.1 LiPo, but where this SMG shines is accuracy. Once you step up to a heavier 0.25 or 0.28 BB, this thing is a laser beam. It actually is one of the best hop-ups we've seen in a very long time, and is actually really close to that mythical Marui quality that everybody wants to get. So if you guys want a short barrel gun that really can nail your opponents from a long distance away accurately, this is the ticket. You know, now we did have a few improvement suggestions, and the first is the way the high cap winds. The wheel's pretty small here at the bottom and makes winding in the field a bit tedious in long games. But if you're used to MP5 mags, this really isn't a big deal. And we also would have liked to have seen a metal threaded orange tip versus this smooth plastic one, since it really limits the use of barrel extensions on the UMP. Again, not a big deal breaker, but more of a wish list thing for us. So overall, we really enjoyed the licensed HK UMP by Umarex and Elite Force, and there were so many good reasons for us to like it, but none more than that amazing hop-up. So if you're in the market for a unique but highly accurate SMG, take a look at the $250 Elite Series UMP by Elite Force, and you can pick this thing up at any authorized online and local Elite Force dealer.